Why does it freeze? Well, it is recording, but the game is frozen. We'll go out of it maybe, because it's frozen. Alright. Apparently that solved the issue. I don't really make sense about that, but so, by the title of the video, this is an expert mission raid guide for Secret Garden Top Secret, the Kuja Pirates Fortnite. And pretty much you are restricted to only having Dex characters for this Fortnite, and you can get some decent manuals. You can get the Sweet Pea one that drops, some CP9 stuff, some Sanji, and then also you can get the most obvious one is a low-rated Legend Crocodile, which is a Dex character in its own right, and if you have that, this would be one to farm. And you can also get the secret drop of Sweet Pea, who is a tier 3 unit, and I do not believe evolves, does not evolve, and she can change middle slots to recovery and bottom slots to tandem, which I believe can get maxed at like 15 turns or 9 turns, I could be wrong. But another character you can get here is Aphilandra, which also does not really evolve, but she can have damage taken by STR characters, and it's not really that good of a unit, but is a quick slasher. But the real good character you can get here is Marquette, which is who the first female Luffy meets on Amazon Lily, I believe, and she does evolve at level 50, and her special can be maxed at 9 turns. It delays enemies for one team, deals a set amount of damage of 5,000, and it also gives recovery slots into matching orbs, and you can max it at 9 turns, and it also gets relatively decent damage and can be used on Shooter Zephyr teams or Strongworld Ace teams if you don't have somebody else to fit that spot, and you are restricted to Dex units, so this is going to be the team comp I will be using. It is mostly free to play except for Koala. You cannot farm up Koala, but honestly, this is not that difficult of a mission as long as you play it correctly. You can use just about any other Dex unit you have, like a Miss Doublefinger, a Caesar if you have it. You can get the crossover event Luffy if you really want, but he is not that good, to be honest. You can use a Pooh, you can use Coliseum Hawkins, who's free to play. You can use Brooks, who's free to play. You can use Bellamy, who's free to play. Those are all good people to use. Or you can use a Law if you have a Law, but pretty much just use your strongest Dex units. And then I would recommend running a double tier 5 Zoro comp, because pretty much, instead of going for max damage, I'm just going for max tankiness, so I don't really need to stall at all. Just get one that's max level. It's not that important. If you have active powers, that's great. If not, it does not really matter. So the benefit of this team is you have so much health, you don't really need to worry about recovery, and I have tested with Legend Kozan, and it didn't work out as well. I still won just as easily, but this gives you a good times 4 damage multiplier, and you don't really need to worry about hitting perfects, but you can. And it also gives you a lot of health, which pretty much allows you to not have to worry about going in the order it says, so you can tank the hits as opposed to having to do fancy stuff, more or less. And also with this team comp, you have no need to stall at all, because you don't need access to any of your specials. And you don't need to worry about healing, and you don't need to worry about recovery. It's pretty much just a great team comp for going through it fast, because this is not the most difficult of a Fortnite, and it doesn't really matter what anything spawns with, so it's not luck-based at all, unless you get the worst orb luck of all time, but even then you should be able to easily win. And if you are worried about, if maybe you don't have all these characters fully evolved or at a high enough level, if you do have Smoker, You can try to stall out 22 turns, and his ability will cut all damage in half for 3 turns. Like here, I'm going to take like, it's going to use its special and block my Mihawk. So if I was smart, I would put Koala instead of Mihawk because she has the lowest damage on my team. But once again, it really doesn't matter all that much. And then I'll just take some damage here, which is fine, and I probably would have been able to get it if I got all perfects, but this allows me to stall to get my Mihawk out, and I'm not hurting for health at all. So once again, it doesn't really matter. Here, this is the only really annoying part of the mission. You're gonna take damage here unless you can do this fluently, but even if you do take damage, it doesn't really matter, or you'll miss perfects when trying to switch between them, because it doesn't like to auto target the way you want, but they don't do a terribly high amount of damage, so it is fine. I'm not really good at getting all these perfects here, but we'll go for the good or great here, because we're going to die instantly to get health back. Because you can see, just looking at our health is not really that pressing of a concern. And I think I normally get around half health by the time like I kill the boss, mainly because I just try to go through it as fast as possible. So, and also talking, it's a little harder to play like that, but it's all fine in the long run. So for here, you want to make sure you kill both of these people in the same turn, because if you don't, it would be annoying, because they pretty much either gloom you or despair you, or gloom or bind you, I believe, actually. So unless you like have oh, I shouldn't have done that. Unless I have the like get rid of bind skill, then it's not really worth it. She'll do like 3,600 damage per turn. Pretty much, Zoro's really good for breaking that barrier, and that's his big purpose, along with high damage that he also has. So he's pretty much an all-around good unit. Once he gets less than half health, I believe she gets a damage boost, and once she gets below 20 boost, she does a special every turn that does 5,000 damage, along with her normal attack every turn. That is probably already boosted at this point. But once again, if you're running this comp, it does not matter at all. And I will just show you what I mean, because I probably won't kill her next turn anyway, unless I like use my Koala special and that. And this, yeah, she'll also change your orbs to Silent Integer, which sometimes is good, sometimes it's bad, depending on how your orb luck for that turn. But it doesn't really matter in the long run, because she is a pretty easy Fortnite. To be honest, yeah, she'll live, so she'll do this extra 5,000, and then she'll do like the boost, and it's like 5,400. She's just like 10,400 a turn, and then we will just get the kill around half health, and she will drop herself, which is great because I want to get her special maxed out whenever the double special comes, because I would not mind putting her on my Zephyr team. And also, I'm getting decent drops here too for my units. So that's pretty much all you have to do for this raid. It's not the most difficult raid, but you can get Marquette, who's pretty decent from it. And once again, you can get decent manuals like Sweet Pea, who I just got, for example. And I don't really care about waiting for the double special, because I don't plan on really using her ever. And I did get the special level up, which is awesome, which I probably shouldn't have, to be honest. Whoops, that's a turtle. So, as you can see, got that special level up, which is nice. And also I have 2 other books for my Koza? Pell. I always mix up Koza and Pell, which is just a pretty good booster. So I might as well save those books. But, so that's pretty much all you have to do to beat this raid. Now, if there's any questions for people who actually played this game, comment down below.